Welcome to the Ballard Proud podcast. It seems everyone can agree that Ballard is a fantastic school district, and when asked why, the answer always includes some reference to, well, it's people and relationships. So I'm on a mission to get to know the people of Ballard and find out why everyone is so proud to be part of this district. I'm Danny Trimble, Superintendent for the Ballard District, and I'd love for you to come along with me on this journey to uncover what it means to be Ballard Proud. Welcome to this edition of the Ballard Proud podcast. Our guest today is middle school teacher Devin Howard. Devin, thanks for making time to join us today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
So tell us about your path to Ballard, and I'm going to tag in there your path since coming to Ballard.
Okay. So my path prior to everything was I was born and raised. I graduated from South Hamilton High School, so in Jewel. So really only about 20-30 minutes from here, so not too far from here. From there, I went to the University of Northern Iowa. I graduated from there, and I taught 1 year at the Waterloo School District. I taught third grade there. And then my wife and I moved to Minneapolis, downtown Minneapolis, and I taught at Prodeo Academy. I taught fourth grade for 3 years there. Had one interesting Zoom year through COVID. So that was an awesome experience. And then I came here to Ballard, and I've been here since. I did 2 years over at East teaching fourth grade, and then I recently moved up to eighth grade this year at the middle school teaching math. So that is my current path that I am on.
Okay, thanks for that recap. And when you think about your experiences with school, whether it was as a student or now as a teacher, what's most memorable to you?
I would say what's most memorable to me is the relationships that I built with my teachers. I still talk to a lot of my teachers to this day, just checking in, how they're doing, how their family's doing, and vice versa. So school for me was always more than just learning the content, which very important and very appreciative of the great teachers I had. But more so for me, what stood out was the meaningful relationships that I made with them, and the things and the connections that we've made, and just all those memories that we've shared and created together. So it's been a really, really great experience for me.
Nice. So I always wonder if teachers really do have any spare time. So I'm going to hope that you do and ask, if you do, what do you like to do?
I do have spare time. My favorite thing to do by far is to be at home with my son, Cal, and my wife, Miranda, and our two corgis, Stanley and Harvey, and just spend time with them. But outside of doing that, I really do enjoy golfing when it's nice out. I enjoy playing cornhole when it's nice out. Just being active really outside, and of course, including my family with me to do those things. So we enjoy doing those things and trying some new things, and just learning as we go. So spending time with them and any activity really outside, but golf and cornhole have been the biggest ones lately.
Okay, good to know. And I like to ask about people's music preferences. So what's on your playlist?
What's on my playlist and what's always been on my playlist? I am a big 90s, early 2000s bands. Anything and everything. I mean, that's a huge range, I know, but I love it all. I love all kinds of music, but that is my absolute go-to on my little Spotify recap of the year. It's always my number one genre, not even close. So that is always and will continue to always be on my playlist. I just love that music for whatever reason, but man, that's my favorite.
Is there a standout for you? It's just anything from that.
Gosh, man, there's so many good ones. I would say the most common one that like pops up if I just put it on like a playlist and it just randomly pops up is probably Third Eye Blind. That one comes up more often than not, but it's a pretty good like little mix of like Nirvana, Sublime, Third Eye Blind, excuse me. There's so many, but those are probably the big three.
Okay. I haven't had any hits lately on Taylor Swift, and so you let me down again.
Well, I'll do the plug here. My wife is a huge Taylor Swift. I mean, she's been a huge Taylor Swift fan since like her debut album. I mean, so when she was in junior high, she was that's when it started, and it's been lifelong since. So
there you go.
She's been an original. Yeah, she's been an OG Swiftie, and she still is. And yeah, it's so I get down on the Taylor Swift too. I'm not ashamed to say it.
Thanks, Devin.
Yes.
So, what do you think would surprise people to learn about you?
I would say one thing that wouldn't surprise people to learn about is my absolute love and passion for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is right behind me. I got my flag, I got my jerseys on the wall. Absolutely love sports. Um, but I would say the thing that really surprises people, I would say, is that I really love cooking. Um, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just love like preparing a meal, hosting people, getting food ready, trying different things to cook. I just love doing that. I feel like that's kind of a shocker when people learn that about me. But no, I would say that's definitely the biggest one that stands out is I love to cook, love eating food, all things food related. So
Yeah, when did that develop for you?
I would probably say college when I was out on my own.
Yeah.
I kind of got tired of the same thing over and over again. And I had a roommate who had some pretty cool recipes that was like, you should try this. And he had made them for me a couple times. And that kind of like sparked my interest of, I mean, it sounds silly to say, but I was like, wow, I can really make whatever I want to. I can experiment with things because, you're so used to going to the dining hall or you come home from high school or elementary or middle school and food's ready for you. So that was when I was kind of like, wow, I can really kind of do whatever I want. So I would say that's probably when it had started. And then um, I just kind of went from there and even going to Minneapolis and trying some really fun, unique foods that we don't necessarily have locally around here really kind of got the wheels turning even more. Of, wow, this would be cool to try and make or something like that. So,
Good for you.
yeah.
Well, you've got a few years of experience with us here now at Ballard, in a couple different buildings. So when you think about the district, what makes you most proud?
I would say, and it kind of circles back to that first question you asked me about what um, some of my favorite memories were, and it was all relationship based. And when I work with kids or see kids from previous years and they talk about the amazing memories they've had with teachers from middle school all the way down to elementary. I don't have any high school students yet, but I'm sure that they would continue to talk about those high school teachers too. But it's just so awesome to hear them talk about the connections they made with all their teachers. And you could say, oh, who'd you have in this grade or that grade? And they could tell you, and they could tell you a fun memory from it. So like, it just seems like the relationships we build are super meaningful. And then with that being said, the priority of just developing awesome humans is like always the priority. Without a doubt, content is very important, but we just really take the whole learner into consideration, and even outside of that as well. So I would say that's what really stands out to me is just like these relationships and this drive for our students to be successful, both in the classroom, outside of the classroom, whatever they strive to do is what makes me most proud.
Love that. Well said, Devin. Thanks for making time to share with our community today. We love hearing more about everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ballard Proud. There's more to come as we dive into what it means to be Ballard Proud. Until next time, I'm Superintendent Danny Trimble, and I hope you have a great day.